Academic institutions are supposed to be a place of challenging, reasoning, and presenting facts. In apologetics, we are taught to ask hard questions. When it comes to the Bible, I find it's not quite the same in our schools and institutions. The Christian faith is barraged with attacks. Some teachers or professors have gone out of their way promoting opinions rather than facts. For years, they've misled and misinformed people without the authenticity about the authenticity of the Bible. As a result, many have adopted notions far from the truth. I could go as far as saying they've adopted ideas that are biased, prejudiced, and simply unknowledgeable towards the Bible. If one would talk about the Bible, you would assume they understand what they are talking about. As you may know, it's very common to hear many who uses or take the Bible out of context as a way of casting doubts. The reason? Perhaps many cannot understand the power behind the origin of the Bible. I'm reminded of a joke that, even though might be funny, it does carry an important value in today's message. And here is the joke. A kid asks his dad, how did the first human get to be born? He begins by saying Adam and Eve made babies and their babies became adult and procreation happens. Now the kid went to the kitchen and saw his mom and asked her the same question. Her response, well, we were monkeys and we evolved and became what we are now. The child looked confused and ran back to his dad and said, Dad, you lied to me. His father replied, no, son, your mother was talking about her side of the family. Just as much as the question of origin is a contentious one, does not take away from the fact that we exist. For us as Christians, we understand the blanks the world cannot make sense of. Can we trust the miracle the Bible portraying an all-powerful, divine God given the Bible its authority? It is very well known that science itself is not discounted for failing to provide answers. In this regard, we cannot discount the authenticity of science, even though it hasn't answered questions. The beauty of the Bible is this: it spells out that which can be understood to have happened beyond science. It gives answers to what science cannot answer and understand. This is what makes the Bible unique and powerful. In the Bible, Jesus resurrected. Facts showed that he appeared to skeptics. He appeared to enemies. He appeared to loved ones and the disciples, and they all gave account about their encounter with him. According to Humes, because this is out of the norm, you can't possibly believe it. Apparently, it's out of the course of nature, and it is imagined. But in this case, most reputable scholars believe Jesus existed. It is very well documented Jesus had a seal registered to his grave, hence the recording of his death. And as Jesus pronounced publicly that he was going to die and on the third day resurrect, his body has never been found. And indeed, accounts indicate his resurrection and ascension. I love C.S. Lewis's response to Humes, and here is how C.S. Lewis argues. He says this: now, of course, we must agree with Humes that if there is absolutely uniform experience against miracles, if, in other words, they have never happened, why then they never have. Unfortunately, we know the experience against them to be uniform only if we know that all the reports of them are false. And we can know all the reports of them to be false only if we know already that miracles have never occurred. In fact, we are arguing in circles. Simply, C.S. Lewis is saying, yes, Humes might be right, but it's impossible to discount the miracles of the Bible when different writers in different places talk about the miracles in unison, affirming and confirming each other's facts. If it was not true, then it would have been discounted. Listen, The Bible is more than just a book. It is the inspired word of God. It goes beyond ordinary. This concept is very difficult for many people to understand. And so many times we've seen the victory that comes from using it against the evil forces of the dark world. The Bible, with its authority, informs us of the power Jesus has given us over the devil and his minions. It is the greatest weapon against the devil when you read it and understand what it does. Think about it. The power and authority of this book has changed billions of lives. It's the best-selling book, most read, most inspired, and the only spiritual book that captivates the heart of a loving God, showing redemption and grace beyond imagination. Hallelujah.